إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Okay, today we are in our TAJWEED class. We're in our TAJWEED class, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, and we are on the subject of idgham. Now there's a few things I need to make mention here, okay? The first thing is this. We are in, I don't know the number of the lesson. However, the first thing that we did is we went over the introduction to this text. And the point I'm doing now is that there are certain things that you should know at this stage, okay? There are certain things. We've had, I think, 7 lessons, or this is the 7th lesson that we're going through right now. So those 6 prior lessons aren't lessons that you should have just taken as entertainment. Those are lessons that should have been memorized and the points made therein known so that you can utilize them. Okay, the first point was that the author of this text, his name is Jamzuri. You know, Sulaiman al-Jamzuri, right? So we should know that, and that Jamzur is a village where? It's in Egypt, in modern day Egypt, close to the city of Tanta. And there's a lot of people from Tanta that are very good with the Quran. If you find one that studied in Tanta, they'll probably be one of the best people you meet to do tajweed. Imam al-Husari, we mentioned, is from Tanta. He has a masjid there. And they still, his teachers and Jamzuri's relatives are still there teaching the science of tajweed. Everybody has their best thing, but this is the thing that that village or those people around Tanta are well known for, in Garbiya. Next, we spoke about 10 things that everybody needs to know about whatever science you're studying. And we were saying that this is the science of tajweed. And it used to be mixed up with what science? The science of qira'ah. There used to be one. In fact, as we go along, sometimes they're inseparable. Sometimes they're inseparable from some of the things that you're going to have to know when you're dealing with the science of tajweed. And I'm just mentioning that one point in itself. Next, after that, we went on to study idhar. What is idhar? Now, I want to put that point. All this other stuff is background information, right? Now, the meat and potatoes is that we need to know what the rulings are. The rulings that we're studying in tajweed. And we went over again, we went over what tilawa, the types of tilawa, right? We went over those things. And some people had questions about that. And we mentioned that if you're reciting Quran and someone says to you, oh, you're not reciting, you're reciting too fast, you're disrespecting the Quran, or anything that you know, you can't argue with an ignorant person. And we have to start becoming real adult about this and say, shame on you. Shame on you that you're 30, 40 years, 50 years old and you don't know what your own religion is. You don't know anything about your book. Not shame on me. And I'm not trying to make people become separatists, but the time has been past where we keep on taking in and dealing with ignorance as though the person who is not ignorant is wrong. No, the person who is ignorant, he is blameworthy. Okay? Because there's a certain type of ignorance that you're allowed. Then, once the opportunity to raise up that ignorance is removed, now you're blameworthy for not learning. Okay? So a child is not blameworthy for not knowing how to pray and how to offer salah or how to read Quran. Once they become an adult, they're blameworthy for not learning how. Okay? So we good? So going right along, we go into the learning the rules of idhar. Idhar, what does idhar mean? First and foremost, you should know that. Idhar means to make something clear. Right? Mubin is a terminology. As a terminology, it means to pronounce the letters, certain letters, in a way that is independent and distinct from another letter. Those letters are 6. What are they? They are Hamza, Faha'un, Thumma, Ainun, Ha'un, Muhmalatani, meaning they don't have a sign over them. Thumma, Ghainun, Kha'u. That's 6 letters of the throat. 6 letters of the what? Throat. Then after that, we went on to the next rule. This is the first rule we learned. And this is the chapter called Noon Sakina wa Tanween, because we went over that. What a noon was, the letter noon, and which a sakina, nothing over it, no vowel sound. So it's n, un, or in. And then we went tanween, which is the sound of noon sakina without having to write the actual noon. So it still makes the same sound of n, un, or in, right? So now there are rules for it. The first rule we learned is called izhar. When the noon is sakina or tanween comes before these 6 letters, then we pronounce it an, un, or in. And we gave examples. So you should at least know man amana. You should know the first one. You should know something from this. Juruf and har. You should know this. Halimun alim. You should know something about these sounds that come with these letters. Okay? And be familiar with it. The next one we started with was idgham. Idgham. Say that. And I'm only using English numbers or Roman numerals here to help people out on all these different signs, and I'm writing at an angle, so I just want you to notice that, because we're going to get to some other things over here. Idgham. We mentioned first that there are 4 rules. للنون ساكنة وللتنوين أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. So there's 4 rules dealing with noon sakina and tanween, but there's some clarification needed there. The clarification is that idgham is how many types of idgham? There's 2 types. So there's idgham with gunna. Say that. Idgham with gunna. And there's idgham bighayri gunna. Now gunna we had to define. Gunna is holding that air in your nose. Holding it up there. When you say an, or it's that that nasal sound is considered gunna. So that's what gunna is. And so we mentioned that idgham in general has 6 letters that can be wrapped up in the word yarmaluna, right? And that's a ya, that's a ra, a mim, lam, wow, and noon. Those are the letters of idgham. Then, since we said idgham has 2 types, the one with gunna, we call it yanmu. Say that. Say yanmu. Yanmu. So these letters come, and that's a ya, the noon, the mim, and the wow. Those are the letters of idgham bi gunna, with gunna. The ones without gunna is lir, or some people say ril. It doesn't make a difference as long as you know it's lam wa ra. Okay? Those 2 letters. Okay, I like lir because they connect, really. If you do ril, they don't connect. So here it is, the word yanmu and lir. These 2 words. And this is a lam, and this is a ra. That's all it is. And that's a kesra right there. So that's just all it is, kesra. So this is where we're at. This is what you should know at this point. How we utilize this is what we're going to get into next. Okay? Because this text is not a difficult text at all. It's a very simple child's text. It's a child's text. And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. However, it is detailed. And if you do your job by reviewing it, don't just watch the video. Involve yourself with it. Okay? When we say recite, recite. Everybody recite. Those here and those not here. Okay? And then when you have time out, open your paper and look and see what it is right here. I didn't mail out the text to anybody because the text is well known. You can find it anywhere. It's a well-known text. You can find it at any bookstore. Okay? The text. The explanation of it, I don't know. I have never seen an explanation of it in English. Has somebody has? You have? No. I haven't seen it even in Portuguese. In Portuguese? No. I haven't seen it in Portuguese either. Okay, either. In that case, I'm going to erase this right here, and we're going to get to the point where we are. We were at وَالثَّانِ إِدْغَامٌ بِسِتَّةٍ أَتَتْ فِي يَرْمَلُونَ عِنْدَهُمْ قَدْ ثَبَتَتْ لكنها قسمان قسم يدغم فيه بغنة بينمو علما. That's where we were last week. And I'm just going to go over again as a quick review of those points before we go.